Welcome to the Psychic Mediumship College. Thank you for joining us here today to experience what it's like to learn with us. Hi, I'm Bronwyn. For over 15 years, I've dedicated myself to mastering psychic and mediumship, investing countless hours to deliver exceptional quality in my work. Each year, I perform over 400 readings and teach more than 200 students, helping them connect with their spiritual potential. My mission is to inspire transformation and empower authentic growth. With 10 years of experience in the corporate banking industry, recognized as the youngest senior manager in the field. Internationally certified as a master teacher by Lisa Williams and LWISSD in the USA. I am a certified international meditation teacher, holistic counselor, and holistic life coach, specializing in advanced metaphysics and parapsychology. Also a certified spiritual advisor with expertise in psychic, mediumship, and spiritual healing. Additionally, an international best-selling author of A Resilient Life.
Welcome. Let me share some information with you before we jump right in this. I discovered some really interesting facts based on where we are. I consider we're at the space where we're about to have the second wave of awakening, and it's backed up by the information that I was reading in some stats. They believe between now and 2030 that the demand for readings is going to double. This is because we've got this mass awakening, it's more accepting. We've got the internet where we can access people through various online forums like Zoom to be able to conduct readings. And this means that the industry's actually going to double. So that's really exciting. There's more readers going to be required because there's more people that are becoming open to this process. Just because we have more people doesn't mean that everyone should be a reader. Not everyone's done the work on themselves. Not everyone is ready to be a reader. There's great responsibility with being a reader. But the sad thing about this industry is that it is unregulated. It's unregulated pretty much around the world, which means there is a lot of people in this space providing readings that are either ill-trained or not trained at all. And without them realizing the responsibility that they hold, they're causing harm. Harm can be caused really easily and really innocently to other people in this space. And it's why the industry has the reputation that it does. It's because there are people in this space providing a service that really shouldn't be providing the service. So tonight, what are we going to do, or today, depending on when you are watching this, what are we going to cover? This session is going to cover 5 elements of a reading. So what a structured professional reading looks like. We are also going to cover how to make readings empowering, trusting your intuition, and practical ways on developing your connection. So my name is Bronwyn Jane. I'm the founder of the Psychic Mediumship College. I help people develop their psychic abilities and their connection to spirit, enhancing their clairs. They learn how to trust their gifts. I work with people that are struggling with self-doubt, lack of confidence, lack of technical skills, lack of strength and connection, or even how to hold a connection and how to understand their gifts. I allow people through the training that I give them to unlock to their fullest potential so they can help others or serve themselves, deliver accurate information, and also live with purpose. And for some people, work in the industry. So how's it going to work? For the next probably 60 minutes, give or take, as I said, we're going to cover the 5 elements of a reading: ethical practices, trusting your intuition, structured readings, connection and accuracy, and how you can get more help. As you can tell, I talk fast. There's a lot of information that I'm going to share with you in a really short period of time. I will say so way too much. This can be direct in the way that I deliver things. Sometimes I've got a weird sense of humor and that may show up, never know. And I'm going to talk to you as if we are actually having a conversation, because to me, I'm actually talking to you now, even though this is a recording. Is that okay? I hope you said yes. I'm going to share with you what I have learned from doing 400 readings a year. I've done about 2,500 so far. And in the last couple of years, I've taught 7,000, that's right, 7,000 hours uh, of teaching in psychic mediumship and all the variables and components that go along it. It's a lot. I'm going to take the readings, what I've learned, and the coaching and share the elements of that that really stand out for me. So you might want a piece of paper to write down some key components of what we're going to cover. This is going to allow you to really take some tidbits from here and put them into your practice. Uh, it is a space where you are going to learn from my experience. So let's cover off a couple of things. Once again, I'm talking to you like you're answering me. Just so you know, in my brain, you are. What's the hardest thing? What's the hardest part of psychic readings or trusting what you get? What is it? I know when I was developing, took 15 years. Shouldn't take that long. When I was developing and I was in this space, it felt like I was making it up. I wasn't kind of sure. It's like, this just feels like it's made up, or I'm talking about myself. It's how it felt. I didn't know where the information was coming in. I didn't know how I was getting it. I couldn't get specific details. It was very vague. It was slow. I'm standing here like waiting for bits of information to drop in. Felt like bullet points as it dropped in. I wasn't taught even what to expect, like how it was going to feel or what I was going to experience. I didn't know if it was correct or not. I had an amazing teacher. She was a beautiful hearted lady, but it didn't make her an awesome teacher. But did she have great energy? Yes. I needed to know how things were happening. I needed to know what was happening. I needed to know where it was coming from, why. I'm an analytical, questioning kind of girl. I can't just accept on blind faith. It takes too long to integrate the information if someone just tells you because. Put your hand up. It's like a hell yeah, right? Because is not a reason to accept something. I need the information. My brain is used to being given information and processing and putting it in little sections. It's not used to just having blind faith and trusting. If that is you, just go hell yeah in some way, right? It's like, yeah. As I went along this journey for 15 years, as I said, long time, this is what I learned. I learned that I was blocking my flow. I was blocking the information that I got, and I was blocking the details, is what I learned. I also learned how my mind and my body was part of the process. No one had ever told me that. I also learned how to provide accurate, detailed information. How my senses and energy all worked together and worked with the quantum. I also understood and learnt the significance of our aura, otherwise called the field, of someone in this space. And how, as I said, to be able to get accurate information, to take it from intuitive guidance to a psychic reading. What the difference was. Do you even know what the difference is? I didn't. No one had ever told me. Intuitive guidance is those readings that have a lot of feeling in them, not a lot of detail. Specific detail that you can put on a calendar. intuit guidance is just that, guidance coming from that feeling space, which is where intuition sits, in that feeling space. Psychic reading is not that. A psychic reading gives us the who, the what, the when, the why, the how, the motivation, the outcome. There you go. Already starting to teach you all those things and putting it on a timeline. Now, in the past, in the future, where does all that sit? It is like being given a book of information to read about a particular subject. That is a psychic reading, not the other. There is confusion around what a psychic reading is. I took all that I learned over that 15-year journey and I put it in a sequential order that I knew was the way to learn it, to integrate it, so it made sense. And that's what I've done. So let me explain something to you. What would it feel like, right, if you knew how to provide an accurate psychic reading? Think about it. How would you actually feel? Untrained as a psychic, quite often we pick up people's feelings. It could be pains, might be emotions. We pick up things, we don't know what's ours, what's not. We get flashes of information that comes in. We don't know how to unpack it so it makes sense and it's really practical or can really be applied to our client. And we often get the urge to share what we get. Sometimes we share it in a way that makes sense. Other times we force it on people. And so we need to understand if we are untrained, we are missing valuable pieces of information. We are presenting it in a way that is not always appropriate for the person that's receiving it. It may seem like it's entertainment, like a party trick, it's like turn it on, turn it off. Uh, we we could actually be invading someone's privacy. Just because we pick up information does not mean that we should share it, and we need to know how to not pick up information so we can go about our life. We need to understand what's ours, what's not. If we're going about and we're engaging with others, we might be going to the mall or the shopping center, and we don't want to pick up everyone's aches and pains and their emotions on how they're feeling and what's going on no, we've got enough of our own. If your life is like mine, you've got enough of your own things that you don't need everyone else's stuff in your energy. An unsolicited reading, unwanted, unethical, providing information that someone hasn't asked for. It's all about the person that's providing it. It's demonstrating their ego, is what an unsolicited reading. If we get this wrong, not only is it not accurate, incomplete, it can be vague, right? It can be guidance, that guidance space. Can mislead, and someone might go the wrong direction. We can project our fears, our beliefs in reading. Sorry, sorry. We can misrepresent our connection. Sometimes we don't realize when we're connected properly or not, if we're not trained. We can be coaching rather than a reading. We can be giving advice rather than a reading. We can actually be hurting people and relationships because we don't know how to maneuver through sensitive topics. And we're actually bringing the industry into disrepute when we are untrained or ill-trained. But when we get it right, the angels sing. We know when something's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. And we know how it's going to happen, who's going to be impacted. And in that space, we can describe what they look like, what's going on, where it's going to be. all the details when we're getting it right. Uh, we we can look at relationships, health, income, so financial aspect of someone's life, career or work, travel, so we can look at travel, family, so that can be extended family, people that live under the one roof, the home, so the actual physical structure of the home, purpose. When we get it right, we can cover all those things and get the detail. We know when things are going to happen. And if we really practice this skill, we know to the day when this is going to happen. At the very least, the month. We also know that there is a current trajectory that someone is on, but there also is another path because as a trained reader, we understand soul contracts, life lessons, and free will and how they all go together. We are not fortune tellers. Fortune telling disempowers clients, makes them think that they have no choice but what is happening. Psychic readings read the energy that is within someone's sphere. It's in sometimes the peripheral, that they're unaware. And so then they are fully informed and they can decide whether they go option one or option two in life. Maybe they go option three because they know the outcome of each of those. And then they can decide which one feels right for them to get them where they need to go. Because this is the magic, right? Free will is the road you are taking. Soul contract is the destination. The destination is a lesson. It's not an experience, it's the lesson in the experience. If I had a mic, I would drop it now. People don't realize that. We look at the red flags. So what's coming up? Red flags. Where there's opportunities for them. We don't want them to miss it. If it's great, here's an opportunity. Decide if you want it or not. We look at how it's impacting their life, what's holding them back, so they can get the most out of this. We've got a whole list of things that we're supposed to achieve as a soul contract. We need to tick as many of those off as possible. And so a reading is to help someone do that. And so a skilled reader is able to give someone all the information that they need so that can happen. We can also check if they're in purpose, living with purpose. How far are they off purpose? How do we get them back to where they are so they start feeling fulfilled and not just on the hamster wheel of life? So, a psychic reading actually has a big purpose. It's not just about, am I going to get the new car? Now, sometimes it is because that's super critical. But it can be so much more. And as I said, it's like giving someone, here's the book of what the next component of your life looks like when we do it really well. So let's think about what makes up a reading. So remember I said we're going to cover off the 5 elements of a reading. Introduction. Number 1, your reading will have an introduction that sets the frame and the tone of what's about to happen for the next 30, 40, 50 minutes, hour, whatever, of the reading. This covers how are they? We're not making small talk. We actually want to know, are you stressed or not? How are they? How you work? What your zone of genius is, what you do and don't do. We get permission to connect to their energy. There is an introduction that needs to occur in your start of your reading. You have the body of the reading. Now, this takes up the bulk of your time. There's a whole setup in regards to how you sit and how you connect into someone. Then you need to cover off the elements of a reading. Some people are going to turn up with a list of questions. No right or wrong. That's how it's their reading. They can run it how they want. Other people are going to be like, whatever, right? So all kinds. We get the whole, I don't care, or I want to know if they're going to have their own motivation. But you know that there are elements of a reading that you cover. So health, we went through them before, health, romance, family, home, travel, money, purpose. We cover these. This is the bulk. This is where you're going to take most of your time looking at these. Your job is to find out what has happened, what is happening, what will happen. That for each topic or the topics that they want to cover, if they come with a list of questions, you are to be descriptive in your process. Do not label, you will get it wrong. Labeling is the fastest way down into a brick wall. No. Labeling, you're just going to get yourself cornered because you are not using and understanding how the mechanics of mind, body, soul in a psychic reading works. You are going to read the energy of the situation, the energy of what's going on. The energy will present as who, what, when, why, how, and you might see it, feel it, know it. It'll depend on how your senses work. You are then going to, after you've done that, you're going to close off your connection and close down. The reason when people are like, oh, I'm going to lose my connection. Closing down does not lose your connection. Closing down means that you're not connected in that person when they leave. You're not thinking about the reading when they leave. You can go about your life. If you're still open, you're going to be picking up on how they feel about things. And it's like looking in the window of their house when you should have left. We don't do that. So we close down, ground, and release excess energy so we can do this for a very long time. Because if you do not close down properly, if you don't release excess energy and you don't ground, you will not be able to stay in this space for very long. The amount of times that I have seen readers that have not done that properly have done too many readings because they don't value their time. They end up sick time after time after time. So your maintenance of your toolbox, body, mind, soul, is important if you wish to do this for any length of time. The next thing that we get asked is, how do I make this more, Bronwyn? So how do you enhance your connection? I'm going to give you a couple of golden nuggets. Write these down. If you want to build your connection, you already, before I even get the words out, I already know your eyes are gonna roll. I get it. I truly do. To build your connection, limit your time on one of these things, a screen. Now, I get it that we use these for work, depending on our job, a lot. But do we use them too much for our social life? Yes. Do we use these too much for entertainment? Yes. Social life, entertainment, anything other than work, you need to limit that to 2 hours maximum. Maximum. And should be off it 2 hours before trying to sleep. If you do not have high quality sleep, it will impact your connection. Remember, mind is your toolbox. So, mindless scrolling, limit that. Limit your exposure to the screens the best you can. And if you are at work, make sure you have big breaks from the screen. Number 2, easily said, not easily done. Be present. Be mindful. If you can and you have a meditation practice, use it. It doesn't need to be 45 minutes, big meditation practice. This is little but often is how it should be. It's better to meditate for 5 to 10 minutes every single day at the same time than once a week for an hour. Small and often. Be mindful. Create space in your life, in your mind, for your spirit guide. If you are distracted with a screen, busy with life, dealing with friends, family, all the things, and your life is full, where can your guide fit? There's no room for them, truly. And so, how can you hear, see, feel, know what they're sharing if you're distracted with life? How can you? You can't. You're going to miss it. So, make space for them. Number 3, focus and concentration exercises are gold. Hold your concentration on things. Actively listen. Don't just hear, listen. Whoever is in your world, whether it be your partner, children, family, friends, if you actually show up and start listening rather than hearing, one, is going to help you in this space, but it's also going to help you with those relationships. Be present and actually listen when someone is speaking to you. Listen. And the last one, be exceptionally aware of your body and emotions. You will not be able to pick up when there is a shift if you do not have a baseline of how you feel. Know how your left toe feels, know how your lung feels, know how your kidneys feel, know how your neck muscles feel, know how your body feels. Track your emotions. If you are sitting in a particular emotion, it really doesn't matter what it is. Own it, process it, explore it, understand it. And then where does it sit in your body? Get it, right? Really get it and allow it to be your baseline. So then when you pick up on someone else's aches, pains, emotions, you know, hey, that's not me because I know how I'm traveling. And then you can shift it or read it. Too often, we're like in this space because we're empaths. We're, oh, I'm really emotional. Maybe. I mean, you could be. Or you could be unprotected. And as you're going about life, you're just absorbing everyone else's emotions. How do you know? So, how do you know? So be really aware of how your body feels, how your muscles feel, how your organs feel, how the exterior feels. What's the energy flow like? Uh, what's the emotion state? And where does it sit? The other amazing tip, and this is like next level amazing, and I want to share a little personal story with you. When I started my journey, no one told me this. And so, but it's such a profound thing. Get yourself one of these, a notebook. This is mine from when I started. And I was cleaning out the cupboards not that long ago. And I didn't know what was in here. And I pulled it out and I had a bit of a look. And I'm like, oh, interesting. And I realized it was my book when I was learning. And so when I would get let's call it a hunch, you get some kind of awareness and you know that it's just different. Could be a feeling, could be you might have seen something in your mind's eye, something just drops in and it just feels different to other thoughts or other experiences. Write it down. I call it track your wins. Write it down. Date it when it happened. Note down how it came in, see, hear, feel, know, whatever happened for you, and then wait. Now, an example of one of these could be I'm thinking about Jane, I'm thinking about Jane, I'm thinking about Jane, and then Jane rings me or texts you. Or you're sitting there going, oh, I know that I've got to go out today. I better not go this road. I know that there's some obstacle on that road. You might not know the details, you might know the details. Write it down. Then, when you can verify it, when it comes into your reality, come back to your book, put the date that you could verify it, tick it off in some way so you know that, hey, I've verified that one. Ignore the ones that you can't tick off. And here's the why. Because when I looked at this book recently, I could see there was a heap that weren't ticked off from when I stopped using this a very long time ago. And when I look at them now, they can be ticked off. But back when I was doing this, it couldn't be. So what I say to you is focus on the ones that you can tick off within, a couple of months, even, 6 months. Anywhere from like an hour to 6 months, tick those off, highlight those, take notice of those. Any that you can't tick off, just ignore because they could be still coming into your reality, but it's a long way away and you're not going to know. And I don't want you to think it's not, you can't do this because whatever you focus on becomes more. So if you focus on the ones that you can tick off, it will become more. If you focus on the others, then that's what you're going to get. So we're not going to worry about them because they could be like me. They could show up years later. Focus on the ones that you can tick off because at some point, your ego, like the little devils on your shoulder, the ego is going to get really loud. Yeah, you can't do this. This is made up. You're wasting your time. It's all a coincidence. That's going to get loud. And you're going to need this because when that gets loud, you're going to go to your book, you're going to open it up, and then you're going to look at the ones that are ticked off, and you're going to tell that ego, be quiet because I got this right, I got this right, I got this right. Now, this is not about being egoic. This is about just making your ego, your spiritual ego that's here to kind of sidetrack you, to keep it in its place and not to distract you. Get yourself something to write your hits in. Now, the reason why I'm so passionate about sharing this is because I know when we do something that we love, that saying, we never work a day in our life, right? We work 40 hours a week, give or take for some of us, and at least 40 years. You want to do something that you love. If you're going to get up and do something and put your energy and at most of your life into it, most of your life, more than half of your life into this process, whatever it is, you might as well do something that you enjoy. You might as well do something that feels purposeful, that is making an impact. So I think of a student that I had, and she used to be a bookkeeper, and she came into my world and she knew she had a few experiences, but she didn't kind of know anything. But she knew that this was a thing for her in some way. She'd had experiences when she was a child, and she just kind of knew stuff, and she wanted to understand how to make it more, how to control it, how to be able to turn it on and off, how to be able to get details, and how to be able to put that in a space where she could help others. She already had a job that she was good at, so it wasn't about that. And it was very much like me. Like you can see from what at the start, like I had a pretty good career. Did it feel the same as this? No, because it wasn't purposeful, even though I was good at it. And this was like Lauren. So we went on a journey together and I showed her the skills on how to be able to hone her connection, how to be able to control it, how to be able to turn it on and off, how to be able to get specific details, to understand what she was experiencing and to be able to translate that to help others. And then she went through this process. The end result is that she does this as a job now. She actually lives a full, purposeful existence. Her energy and the way that she shows up is different. She beams now because of what she's doing. And she changes lives by helping them heal. We can take these skills as a psychic reader and we can use them in a traditional sense, in a psychic reading. We can use them to read Akashic records, like Lauren does. We can use them to do spirit guide readings. We can do soul readings, awakening readings, real deep work to really move people into alignment. We can help them move through their challenges of what they're going through, even to be able to give them some reassurance about the way that they're going, because sometimes it's like a second opinion. So this understanding how to do this, it creates change not only in someone else's life, but your own. What kind of impact would it make in your life if you had a strong, reliable psychic connection like Lauren? You could understand your messages that you got, the who, the what, the when, the why, the how. How would it impact your life and others? Just kind of sit on that and think about that. I want to share something with you. So, that divine downloads. So, how do you trust your abilities? Sometimes we doubt what we get. We might feel blocked where we can't get the information. It comes in dribs and drabs. It could be hit and miss types of readings. Depending on where you're at, you might be one of these, or you might be more. You might be all of them. There are solutions. So if we've got hit and miss readings, what we need is a clear channel. And we get this through skill enhancement and a psychic practice lab. That's what we need to get our clear channel. If we have trust issues, we don't trust what we get, we're blocked, we need readings, we need information that we, without a doubt, know it is accurate. And how we get that is we have a validation vault and we have a proof point or evidence. If we're doubting our downloads, we need unshakable confidence in this space, unshakable psychic confidence. And we get that through detoxing our stories around what we're experiencing. And we need to trust and rewire it. So we need to rewire our beliefs around this. This is how we get unshakable trust in our connection. Clear channel, trust in what we're getting, confidence, accurate information through enhanced skills, psychic practice lab, proof point evidence, validation, beliefs being tested, rewired, and detoxing from old stories. As we go through this and learn this, there are ways that we can do this. We know what we have to do. It's all shown here. We know what our objectives are. So we can do this through the slow way or the fast way. We can learn through unstructured education, old methods that can't be integrated properly, and doing it on your own. That's the slow way. That's the way that I did it. Or we can do it the fast way, which is the way that my students do it. structured courses, mentors that are trained, educated, practicing the work, and practice to hone your skills. So, slow, trial and error, full of doubt, lack of confidence, no advice to help you, to tweak you. Fast way, structured education, tested, measured, implemented hundreds and hundreds of times by different people with qualified teaching and ways to integrate your learning in practice. I've had students that are total beginners. Within 6 to 9 months, they are at the level where they can be providing ethical, professional readings, earning an income, living with purpose, out of a job that they don't want to do anymore. They're expecting this industry to double, remember, in the next 7 years. Our clients want high quality, trained readers. That's what they want. Which one are you going to be? As I said, I can be direct sometimes. I am going to tell you that the fast way is not for everyone. It's just not. If you don't like mixed media education, so videos, audios, written content, then this is not for you. If you don't like a component that's self-study and then various coaching options, some people like it pre-recorded. We also offer group coaching and we also offer mentoring. There's 3 different ways to be coached. And you don't like the support of others through the journey, then this is not for you. It's really not. But if you do like thought out, structured education that is detailed and in depth, that is accompanied with handouts and resources, that you are in a space where you have a community around you that is walking the same journey as you with the same energy and intention to help and serve others, then this is for you. The Psychic Management College is not like other colleges. It's not like other educational spaces here. We don't claim to be that. We exist to lift the standard of the industry. We are starting in the southern hemisphere, and we're going beyond that all around the world. It is about, this place is for the 1%ers. This place is for those that want to be the best they can be, and not in a competitive way. It's not that. We're a heart-based community. All you got to do is look at the testimonials everywhere. They're real. They're real students. All you got to do is go into one of our social media groups, into Facebook, and connect with the students. Look at the readers that are actually now working for themselves via the college. Connect into them. You'll see the kind of people that come through the college. This is why we're not for everyone. We are heart-centered humans that want to make this space, this world, this experience better for others, and are living a life of service, living a life of purpose. So I want to show you what my students experience to get them to where they are, to what you see, as whether they're recommended readers, whether they're someone that you've sat for in a practice reading, what they have gone through. So they have experienced the Intuit Psychic. This is a psychic reading course, and it is structured as follows. There are 6 online modules that you complete at your own time in your own pace. Those modules consist of tutorial videos, guided meditations, practice exercises, theory, workbooks, handouts. Then, depending on the coaching option that you pick, there is a pre-recorded coaching, there is live. Uh, so there's 6 pre-recorded if you're going for pre-recorded. If you're going for the live coaching, there are 7 coaching sessions that are live, and some people choose mentoring. So there is 3 different coaching options there. For those that meet the requirements, so they've completed all the components of the course, there is a certificate. We don't just give them out lightly. They're not just a piece of paper. This means something. Remember, we are raising the standard of the industry. There is ongoing support for all our students. So even when you finish with us, unless you choose to have nothing else to do with us, otherwise, we are here to support you, and we support you via various online ways through your journey. So you're not just gone, you are part of the family. Our modules, what do we cover in the online content? The online content, we cover where is psychic energy, what are your psychic senses, neuroscience of psychics, also establishing boundaries, maintaining your frequency, and tapping into your abilities. These are all part of the course in Module 1. Module 2, we go into the biology of reading. We understand and work out where you begin and end, activating your third eye, how to connect spirit language, and meeting your guides. As I said, in-depth training. In Module 3, we cover scrying, psychometry, meshing of energy, reading of auras, the structure of a professional reading, how to strengthen your abilities, and timeline readings. The who, the what, the when. So that is the when. In Module 4, we are looking at our psychic toolbox, grounding, protection, how to read relationships thoroughly, removing your blocks, releasing your fears, and professional phrasing and delivery of information. In Module 5, this is advanced awareness, dream symbolism, how to go deep and get the details, keys to transformation, readings that heal, how to really knock the socks off your client, and lessons that you need to know before you go down this journey so you stay in that 1% space, those things that trip us up. In Module 6, we cover how to open and close correctly, maneuvering through challenging clients, those sensitive topics, how to be able to deliver those and do no harm, best practice for professional readers, the do's and don'ts, and code of ethics. This is an in-depth course, unlike other courses. It is valued at $3,250 for everything that is included. There is immense handouts, so much information. You see it all earlier on. So there is a lot to this course. For anyone that wishes to purchase this course within 24 hours of watching this, enter this coupon code and you will receive $100 off the listed price. At the time of recording, the listed price is shown here. Prices are subject to change. The $100 will come off whatever the listed price is. We want to make this affordable, so we also have payment plans. Currently, the payment plan is $155 per fortnight or bi-weekly, depending on which phrase makes sense based on where you are. Once again, subject to change, but there is a payment plan. We want you to also be able to lean into this, and so we've taken out as much risk as possible. And what we have offered, and other people don't do this, we know, we have offered a guarantee. So if you take this course and complete everything that's required, and you believe that we have not delivered on what we said we were going to deliver in Module 1, then we will give you a refund. For those that sign up immediately from watching this, we give you a bonus. Once again, we want to give you everything you need to succeed. This we are offering for those that sign up straight away within the next hour of watching this, a free course on protection. This course, there is no other course like this. I know this because I've taken the 15 years of learning everything in protection and grounding and put it in this course. There are 28 different methods to protect yourself, everything from baby beginner stuff all the way to advanced protection methods that are taught nowhere else. And a 21-step component in how to ground. That course by itself normally sells for $188 just for that. All those things together, if you act now, you are going to get them for $100 off the listed price. That value is well over $3,400. As I said, the listed price currently at the time of recording is $687. That will be going up, but you will still get the discount off the listed price. If this is calling to you, by all means, I'm going to encourage you to email us, reach out to us, connect with us, and we will provide you with the link so you can get this whole course for that price. And I'm going to do you one better. If that listed price is different to what is shown, we will honor it with this number if you join up now. For those that act now, you will get it no matter what it says on the website. For group coaching, not mentoring, for group coaching, for self-study, those two course options, no matter what it says on the website, you will get it for this price with the bonus course if you act now. It excludes mentoring, but otherwise for those two options, self-study, group coaching, act now. Unlock this saving. Thank you for being in this course with me. Thank you for allowing me to run you through this additional training that we offer free here. This is a sample of what it's like to work with us. If we feel like we are the right place for you at this point in time, as I said, those savings are there. They're there for a very short window of time. So if this is resonating for you in any way, connect in, unlock those, and start living your purpose. My name is Bronwyn Jane, and I'm the founder of the Psychic Mediumship College.